did you guys ever design a character for the witch? Did you guys ever plan on showing the witch in the movie? Or did you always want to have it in a way where it builds anticipation by something we don't see? What was the thought process behind that?
I think that if we would have had like a real budget, or like even like $100,000, or like that we could have sunk like $10,000 or $15,000 into like a proper witch, some kind of monster outfit, I definitely think we would have put a monster at the end of that movie. Um, but the fact that we didn't have that, we kind of were, just again, like, it's always an independent movie. It's like the limitations is what gets the creativity going. You know what I mean? And so we never, I think we, at the end there, like right when we were starting to really like narrow, like really lay down the beats and everything. The ending was like, well, we always thought that the camera was going to fall to the ground. We always knew that, like we thought that was cool, but we were like, when it falls to the ground, maybe you see like a foot go by or something, and we were thinking
Right.
like it's like a hoofed, almost like a two-legged, horse or something. So I think that was probably like the most realistic thing, where we kind of went down that road of like, should we show something at the end? But then, it got to the point where we ran out of time, we ran out of money. The ending of the movie was kind of a lark.
Mhm.
We had started shooting, and we always knew it was going to end up in the house, and we knew it was going to end up in the in the cellar of the house. Like that was one of the original ideas that Dan and I had when we
Gotcha.
first came up with the idea of the whole movie. So we found this house, and we knew it was going to happen. We knew something was going to happen in the cellar, but we had no idea what was going to happen. We were like, all right, Mike and Heather are going to end up in the cellar, and what's going to happen? And Greg, the producer, would come in and we started shooting without knowing what was going to happen at the end. And our whole thing was like, well, we'll come up with something. And every day our producer would come in and go, you have 7 days until we shoot the ending. Do you have an idea? We're like, nah, we don't really have anything yet. And it got to the point where they're like, well, he's like, you have to now come up with an ending that has very little
Gotcha.
art direction or any kind of, because we can't we can't make an effect, we can't hide a light under the ground, or we can't do anything, So luckily we came up with this idea of like somebody just standing there and not like, why would you not like respond to the person that you've been with for 7 days in the woods, like just the kind of the terrifying kind of like paralysis that Mike goes through, at the end of the movie. And we just figured like, let's just do that. And then, maybe later on we could change it if it doesn't work or whatever. It was just more like kind of a desperation. I mean, we knew it was going to be cool, but, it's kind of a desperation ending. So we did it, and, it worked.
Yeah.
We got into Sundance, and then after Sundance, we kind of, because we had no idea why Mike would be standing in the corner. And then after Sundance is when we added the little interview with the townsperson who says,
Right.
oh yeah, Russ and Parr used to make the kid stand in the corner while he killed the other one. Because that was something that we actually came up with after the movie. We had shot the movie. Actually, when I was doing the website, we came up with that idea of like, oh, maybe that's why he stands in the corner. Just to me, like these really terrifying ideas of like a killer that like doesn't want a kid watching him kill another kid, so he makes the other kids face the corner, is terrifying, And so we put that in there, and I think, I don't think many, like you couldn't say that, like most of the people got that detail, but we always thought for the people that are paying attention at the beginning, and this connects at the end, that's going to be a cool little moment. Like, oh my God, they're in the killer's house, and that's how he used to kill the kids. You know what I mean? So, it ended up being a really great ending, and we actually ended up reshooting it. Like Artisan asked us to like shoot some alternate endings, and that's when we actually shot the extra interview in Maryland. But so it was kind of like flying by the seat of our pants, filmmaking. But it seems like all indie films are like that,